see him hit the Christmas tree or something like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
I played hair cutter yesterday and gave
You
all
did?
3 boys in my house
How
haircuts.
did that go?
Well, I mean, I've always cut
Yeah.
2 of their hair, but the 3rd one like finally let me have a little bit at it because he doesn't want anyone to cut his hair.
They look alright.
So we are live on YouTube right now, just so you know, the microphone is very sensitive.
He just didn't do anything with it. And I was just like, you can have it long. I don't really care, but you have to brush it. And he was
Yeah.
going to camp and he's like, I don't know. Shit. And I was like, well, then how about we cut it off?
He's
He's like,
honest.
okay.
He's on it.
Gotta brush it. It's so stick straight and doesn't do anything.
Ways are easy. I'm like, I'm not enough. I'm like, just shave it off.
Just go shorter.
It's fine.
So he let me trim up around his ears, but I did, like, he wouldn't hold still and I went at him with the scissors this way and I got his neck and then he was screaming and I didn't cut him like at
Yeah.
all, but he was like,
You're fine.
and I was like, you are so fine. Just
You're like one of those texter, right? Do you have a texter?
no, and he has such thick hair.
Yeah, you should get one of those.
Yeah.
Cause then if you chop it and it leaves a blunt, you can just shatter it with that. The very first thing.
But I have my own little, I have like the whole apron deal and we put them all out on the deck and everyone just lines up, just run them through.
Haircut day today, kid.
You do a beautiful job of surmising.
Try.
No.
Hey, Becky.
Yeah, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Who usually does the live streaming for athletic stuff?
A parent, because we don't pay for the service that does it.
Okay.
So
I was trying
a
to Google the
parent
game on.
would set it up
Okay.
just on their own personal Facebook feed. The football team has their own personal Facebook page. I think it might get, I don't know if that can get shared out if someone's live streaming it on there to people not in the group, otherwise than a person in the group. Okay, 5 o'clock. I'm looking to call the meeting to order. All those that can rise, please do so for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I am looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Second.
Yep,
I
it
did,
was
yep.
Mindy. Opposed? Okay. All right, first item we have here is a donation from Karen Mangelson, $200 for school supplies.
I'll make a motion to accept the donation.
Excellent.
I second.
Who's the second?
Kimberly, all those in favor
Aye.
and opposed? And those are going to, is there a specific spot? The funds are,
School supplies.
So we'll just put in the general supplies.
okay,
Or sometimes kids if needed.
Yeah, I think there's a little note saying some of the things that she preferred.
mhm.
Sometimes it goes to the elementary too.
Some clothing and stuff
Stuff,
for the
yeah.
clothing. Yep.
No.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Any comments from the public tonight?
I talked to
Yeah.
Greg, you wanted to just refresh what I said.
Yeah.
So we're good?
Oh, what? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, when I was here last week, I didn't say much when they had the open boards.
Do you want to come up so that you can be seen on the YouTube and give your name? Well, all right, let's at least give your name so they can hear you.
Hollister Mail, LACE. I'm a sub here.
Yep.
Occasionally.
He commented first was, one of the comments was, how students would leave and they wouldn't be present for the Pep Fest.
Mm-hmm,
So we talked about maybe doing the Pep Fest in the morning.
mm-hmm.
Which I think Aaron has, experienced some of that in his previous district. What was the other thing? Not allowing kids to leave. in
If too many
terms-
kids are leaving, back in, I'm in District 11 back home. My daughter said when they had all the smallest kids leaving for whatever reason, they all had to take attendance for first hour. And if you were gonna graduate, you could only miss one pep fest or school activity. And then you had to do makeup or you didn't graduate. Were they strict on it? Oh yeah, I had to go 2 extra days my senior year because I was a bad boy. I went to I was unplanned, a school sanctioned skip day, sort of 900 other seniors too. The other thing is, thank you for the school being open when we have the music in the park. That works twice now. It's been there, to my knowledge, that I've been there, and it's been great. On the last band that was there did a phenomenal job. Another question I have is, all the kids leave after first or second hour? Back home, in District 11, which is the largest school district in District 11, Minnesota, excuse me. I'm not used to speak the US Russian, but hearing aids and hear a lot of back. Only way you could leave school is if you could show that you're actually going to a job. Just saying that you had a job does not count. Like for
Yeah.
DECA, my wife was in that, but she still had to go to school all day long because her job was after school. She said, I still was required to be in school and take classes. I had enough school credits, I could have graduated and wanted to graduate after the second quarter, and my dad said, no, you won't not. You're gonna go to school.
Mhm.
So I took a full boat for the last 2 quarters of school. Did it hurt me? No.
Mhm.
Would it hurt the students here? Absolutely not. Got some great teachers. There is stuff for kids to learn that they will use later on in life. They may not see it that way, but I can tell them right now, you would have better students that relate to happen. And they don't see that. That's it. I'm sorry.
No apology needed. Thank you very much. Okay, on to the treasurer's report.
Amy Hansen gave a verbal report at the
Yep.
committee of the whole.
Did anyone have any other questions on that? Otherwise, we are looking for a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Yep.
Corey and Mindy? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. And opposed? All right, so then I have my correspondence. So I've got a few things besides this vacancy update. So we still are missing one member on our school board, although we have 2 additional people that are not here today. They're just unable to attend the meeting live or through Zoom. So we still have our one opening. The way that the wording is written in the state statute, we are able to let that sit right now for another 60 days. There's a number amount in there. And then we're going to get to the point where we can appoint someone. So we can just choose someone that we want to be on the board, and they would then have the option of accepting that appointment or not. And we just do that until the spring election. So that's kind of how the wording sits. So we're going to get through the next start of school, budget, annual meeting, just get through those pieces. If anyone wants to come forward during that time period, they are more than welcome to accept a letter of intent or to give us a letter of intent and fill out a little bit of paperwork that Lisa would have. So we welcome those applications in the meantime, but we're going to let that sit for a while. The other thing that I want to read here is just a small statement about going back to school for us and starting off this new year. So as we begin this new year, I really want to take a moment to welcome all of our students, our families, our staff, and our community back for another year of school at Siren Schools. This year brings many new faces to our district and comes with an opportunity for a fresh start. We have a dedicated group of people working together, and I'm really excited to see what we can accomplish as a school community. As your school board president, I want our community to know that we are committed to doing what's right for our students. We will listen, we will support our students, we will take concerns seriously, and we will follow laws, policies, and procedures that guide our school. And we will continue to work together to make Siren Schools the best that they can be. We may not always agree, and we may not always get everything perfect, but we can commit to listening, supporting our students, following the processes that we are required to follow, communicating respectfully, and working together to make our schools stronger. We don't always have all the answers, but we can choose to communicate, work together, and keep the focus where it belongs, which is on our students and their future. There's a lot of good things happening in our school, and I believe we have a real opportunity to build this year. So let's make this year great for our students, our staff, and our entire community. I want to, looking forward, I want to move forward together, stronger, more connected, and focused on what matters, which is our kids. And we've already got some great things going on. Our football team won their first scrimmage last week, so that was great. I believe volleyball is at their scrimmage tonight.
Yep.
So
Football was a game.
game, you're right. I'm sorry. It wasn't a scrimmage. It was a game. And cross country has their first preseason coming up on Thursday. So if you have an opportunity out there to go support any of our students in their endeavors that we've started on this fall, I very much encourage you to do so. Again, we have our open house coming up on Wednesday from, I want to get all of the times right. And I have it written up. I don't have it on there. It is from 3:30 to 3 o'clock to 7:30. Is that right? 3 p.m. to 7:30. I kept listing it as the conference times in my head. So we welcome everyone to come to school, bring your students so that they can meet all the new staff members, get a look at their classroom. If you're a community member, feel free to come by as well. We're happy to let you take a look at the school and see what we've got going on. We'll have a little community fair for parents and whatnot in the commons area, and all the paperwork that you'll need to fill out for school will also be taking place on that day. So we look forward to seeing as many faces as we can possibly get there on Wednesday. All right, that's what I've got for that. We're deferring our reports from admin, principals, and assistant principal special ed. So we're gonna go right on into approving our minutes. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from July 27th, which was the regular board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the board minutes for July 27th, 2026.
I'll second it.
Corey and Mindy, all those in favor
I,
and opposed? Okay, we're looking to approve the minutes from our special board meeting on July 28th. That was our town hall meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from July 28th, 2026.
I'll second it.
Corey and Mindy, all those in favor
I.
and opposed? And to approve the minutes from the committee of the whole.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the committee of the whole meeting August 17th, 2026.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
I.
All right, then we had a special board meeting August 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the special board meeting August 18th, 2026.
I will second those.
At 4:30, because there's two.
At 4:30, you're right, there's two on that day, 4:30. All those in favor
I.
and opposed? And then to approve our town hall special board meeting also on the 18th at 5:30.
I'll make a motion to approve the town hall meeting on August 18th, 2026 at 5:30.
I will second those.
All in favor
I.
and opposed? All right, that gets those all done. So into new business, the first item that we have there is the heat exchanger. So Dan, you're gonna tell us a little bit more?
You got an updated quote from them with everything this time?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
has everything broken down. And then I did look into past emails to try to find any information on that. It's supposed to be in the bid,
Mhm.
and I did find an email at the end of June that acknowledged that the boiler I was supposed to get a bid for that, but that did not get put in.
Gotcha.
So they had looked at it as separate too.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they knew about it. Just
Okay.
did not happen for whatever reason. And going through the original bid or the bid that we agreed upon, I was going through it and I noticed that on number 6 says 2 new boiler pumps with accessories and trim as required. That was not done.
Okay.
So I emailed them They got back to me and said that they thought they had the part. So it was correct that it was not finished.
Is it the pumps or just the trim?
It's well, all of that.
All of it, so
if you
none of
replace
that's
the
there.
Pumps, there's gonna be.
Sure.
Some line
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Well, good
So-
catch.
But apparently was never ordered. So that would be like a 2 to 14 wait on part. So then they were wondering if we wanted to swap the heat exchange for those pumps. So now there would be no cost for the heat exchange and that fix.
But they wouldn't install the pumps then?
Correct.
But do we need the pumps?
We have 2 pumps, but they're old pumps. They're rich from the original boiler system.
Are those pumps performing fine? Are we
Yeah,
worried about
I mean-
lifespan on them?
Oh, I said that the one should have a new motor on it. They didn't change that.
I guess,
So that's where we are.
Are-
And the original quote, it was 605,000.
Yeah.
Boilers, it wasn't 640. That was the Gardner quote, it was 640.
okay. I guess I would like, I don't know if they would write up the proper bid, but are we sure that the 2 pumps are worth the same amount of the work that they're otherwise being asked to do? Or are they just like, hey, this would be an easy swap and, right?
I feel like those pumps could be pretty spendy.
Expensive.
I'm sure they are, yeah.
But I don't know if that totals 13. What was it, 13
13.5.
for the?
13 was just for that line.
The
repair.
repair.
Oh,
It'd be 53.5 for the heat exchanger, the actual equipment, but they're saying we could call it even for the total of 67,000 if we didn't do the pumps. So are those pumps actually worth $67,000?
I don't know, they'd have to figure that out.
Yeah, but they're just gonna write it up like this so they could make it look any way
Yeah,
they
that's
would
what
want.
they would do, yes.
Yeah. Did we find out from Amy what was left in this capital improvement fund?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
I guess my fear,
316,000 and
So it is that,
written right on.
so we've paid out everything to this point, and that's the complete residual that's sitting there.
That's what she gave me.
There's no more payments that are due to Total Mechanical at this point?
I can't answer that, but she said it's 316,427.
Okay, I just didn't know if there were any more payments that we thought should be going out to Total Mechanical.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I wanna say yes, but I don't wanna be wrong.
I know, I thought we were gonna be in about 100,000 extra and not that 300,000 extra when we had
That's
gotten
what
the
I'm
original
wondering.
quotes.
Mess up, what, how did that? I mean, did we not pay for, where are we at with this other amount? Like, were they putting it in there thinking it was covered or what, I just don't understand.
I don't know, but it's in the original contract,
Right,
so it should
okay.
have been purchased.
Right, but it wasn't.
No, apparently not.
So,
I don't understand
I
why.
don't,
I don't know how that could have.
I
been-
guess I'm wondering, have we paid them $605,000?
Give me a second.
Yeah,
I would assume we have because the project's done, but
I guess if she can.
like we just paid the final part of the playground last month because we held on to a retainer piece until we got all the way through the year with it. So we may have held back some funds on it, or we're still in the process of paying depending on where the invoices come in.
Built in too, so I don't know.
Yeah, if there's
anything happened
contingency.
In terms of contingency on anything, I mean, it seemed like it was like clockwork, the way they were doing the stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't hear, other than them being a little bit delayed.
I mean, it looks like I've got payments in the system. So we did a $250,000 down payment, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like we paid another 30. And then we paid another
30 or 3?
30.
30,000. And then another 175,000 in June for a total of 555. And if you give me a minute, I can see if there's anything in the queue ready to be paid.
Mhm.
Just takes me a minute to get there.
my only fear is we've now replaced everything with new aside from the 2 pumps, and I would hate for a pump to
Mhm.
grenade and then either shoot stuff downstream and wreck the work that's been done or risk something burning up because the pumps aren't flowing all over them not doing the due diligence and ordering this out. I think we need to replace the pumps
Mhm.
regardless.
Anything in the queue.
So that total, what we paid is $554.
555. So that's
That's
50,000
50,000
less than what, so did they not charge, is it about 50,000 then for those pumps? So that when those parts come in, that'll probably get us up to that 605.
And
and
then
then-
still leave us at 260 and
Mhm.
Well, and it's a 12 to 14 week lead time, and right now at 14 weeks, that puts you at November 30th.
Can they change them in the winter?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a quick change kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
because there's two, you have two boilers, so they switch one, shut it down. Shut one down,
Yeah.
put that one out, and swaps.
yeah,
Well, it would appear then that we have enough still in this capital improvement dollar referendum to finish the work that was originally bid out to do, plus the addition of getting this heat exchanger done and fixing the pipe leak.
The only thing I don't know is that I don't have anything hard copy in my hands
Yeah.
right here. That's in our offices. That may not be in the system yet.
Mhm.
So I would want to double check that to make sure that there's
And-
not one waiting to be entered into the system that
Sure.
hasn't been entered yet.
do that this week if you have one and let us know maybe.
Don't you guys
Or-
wanna make a motion to approve that based on,
We can, yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
so
So,
if we're
Oh,
clean,
yeah,
if we're clear, we'll move forward. If we're not,
Yeah.
then we bring it back or.
Yeah.
so I would make the motion that we can go ahead and do the $67,000 repair, including the heat exchanger and fixing the pipe leak. And ask them to replace the two pumps as part of the bid. Pending, we have the 67,000 available to us in that fund, at least that much.
And she'll
I'll second that.
verify it.
I'll second.
All right, so we've got from Corey and
Kelly.
Kelly.
I don't know how it can cost $13,000 to fix that line. I'll tell you that.
Labor, right?
yeah,
Uh,
that's impressive, but
okay.
Yes.
I don't know. Alright,
Any other discussion on this?
Does that sound reasonable to you, Dan?
yeah.
All right, so all those in favor?
I,
And opposed? Okay, that seems done. All right, the next piece here, Dan, anything else that you need to give us updates on building wise?
Did we ever figure anything out with the whole roof debacle, the warranty?
Yeah, we said we were gonna let it, we were gonna have them
Okay.
come out and do the inspection that they said they were gonna offer. So they would look at all the roofs as part of the normal inspection that they
Okay,
do.
that's what I thought.
And they were
Wanted
gonna
to
give a
make
good look at everything this time around.
sure. Okay,
this is there.
Yeah. Are they gonna come out this year or do you think it'll end up being next year?
I would think they could make it out this fall.
Yeah, I guess there's still plenty of time for
Seems like
stuff.
not.
Okay,
What was that?
Okay.
She lost her nose.
the question was on the roof warranty.
Okay.
And so they had said they would come out and if we paid that just normal inspection fee, not the extra extended warranty fee, that they would look over all of the roofs, not just the new portion. And just give us an overview of what they thought was going on with the whole system. And then in the future, they would just inspect probably the newer part.
So we're wanting them to come out this fall,
Yeah,
right? And we're willing to pay for it.
right. It was like a
The rate.
$400 fee. It was a nominal fee to get that looked at. All right. Thank you,
Yeah, I
Dan.
don't think I have anything.
Okay. Thank you.
thanks, Dan.
All right, the next new piece in our policy area here is policy 528, professional boundaries and staff. This is a new state requirement. So we have to just
Time.
have this language and then there are trainings that need to take place. And the training doesn't have to happen till the end of the
Right,
year
recommending now, we have it
Yes.
listed in our module of training.
for orientation.
They're required, like mandatory reporting, blood drug pathogens. Yeah, they're coming in already, so.
Yeah,
I think our buddy over here did one.
I did it.
yeah.
They say 20 minutes to take school to the 30.
Yeah, so Tom, it's out there, and
Okay,
it's just released, it was just released
Yes.
last week by DPI.
yep. So does anyone have any questions on the language that's in here? It's just the language that was given to us.
This was a template based on that act from WASB,
Mhm.
and that's where we get all of our general policies. We did edit, meet our needs in the district, but it's standard, has to be in play by September 1.
So we'll just look for a motion to accept this policy.
I'll make a motion to accept policy 528.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And
Thanks, Dan.
opposed.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, so that one's in now. All right, the next piece here, handbook consent reapproval for credit card use.
So, I'll start, and then Lisa, we were just trying to figure out who's gonna address this. So, based on the audit, that came in, they suggested that we have some sort of a process, to regulate, check out, and monitor the credit card usage more. Because what happens is, like, there's only several of us that have them, but like staff will use them because they need a credit card, and so they will use one of the administrators. And so they just wanted to track receipts, make sure that there's anybody who is inappropriately using them or does not turn in receipts. The bigger question is, people, if they don't turn in receipts, you need to reimburse the district. So that's, they want to verify that. So you want to add to that?
Yeah, so they just asked us to draft up a policy around that for our handbook language, rather, not policy, but handbook language. And so they assisted in giving us kind of a template, and we fleshed it out from there, and then they checked it over again. And so I did not go to print with my handbooks. You guys had already approved all 3 of them. But I thought I could just drop this in with your approval, and then if you want to just do a consent motion for all 3 of the handbooks, then tomorrow I can start printing and get those handed out to staff, depending on what you decide on this tonight.
I think the policy is.
Yeah.
Covers all and it's fine. I would make a motion to add the use of district credit card amendment to to all 3 handbooks.
Yeah, it's really not an amendment. They don't even have it yet, so
Yeah,
it's
so we'll
just
just
for the
add it.
handbook.
Okay, just add.
Just to add it.
Add the language.
The language handbook.
I'll second that.
So Corey.
Corey and Mindy, I have a question is, you know, that you have to receive approval from your direct supervisor. Is it a form? Is it verbal? Is it written? Does it matter?
We can find that.
Show you what I.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. Yeah,
Like a
just
sign up.
specific-
Generally, it's our general purchase order sheet that they have to have filled out, and then they have to
Perfect.
take it to Aaron for review
Yeah.
and signature.
Yes.
And then they have to take it to Kevin for review and signature.
It just feels like it,
There is a
like
double
that,
check.
not that, it felt, if we need the policy, then it feels like we need a paper trail to cover the whole thing, so.
It's called our general
Yeah.
purchase order sheet.
Awesome.
Okay.
If you're asking what I created, for one, because I had a card in my last district, and same thing, people, it was. This
Yeah.
team's using it, so one, you're gonna sign it out saying you took it on this
Yes,
date,
that's
so it's not like, oh, no, I didn't have the card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then there was requirements that you returned it immediately with the receipts and things like that.
Gotcha.
Great.
So that'll be kept in the district office. Tiffany will be managing that, as she's the one that manages the credit card company bill itself.
Mhm.
And then they're also just, this probably doesn't matter to any of you, but there's been 2 different sheets that people have to fill out, a green sheet for an activity account and a white sheet for the general. Well, since everything's in one place now, there's just one sheet, so they're gonna update that. It's all gonna be white sheet, and they just have to check whether it's general or activity. That's also, you probably read that in here. That's what that
Mhm.
means.
Okay,
Gotcha.
wonderful. All right, so we've got the motion on the table. All those in favor? Aye, and opposed. All right. Okay, so under personnel, we're looking to accept the resignations from Elliot Kerr, Samantha French, and Angela DeJock.
I'll make the motion to accept the resignations of the 3 listed.
I second.
All right, all those in favor?
I didn't hear who's in.
Kimberly, sorry.
Aye.
Aye, and opposed. Then we're also looking to accept the resignation of paraprofessional Rachel Brewster.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Rachel Brewster as paraprofessional.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and opposed?
Yep.
Okay, so before I read this one out, the reading specialist, is that the CISA
Yes.
contract
Yep.
that we want to put in there?
Yep.
Okay, so the other offer that we had on the table for reading specialist was rescinded, so we no longer have that. So the reading specialist we're looking to approve will be the contract through CISA for that. And then elementary teachers, Sandra, and I don't know, Trumberlin, Leslie Wall, paraprofessional facilitator, Jessica Drista. Dykstra, and food service, Jesime Seaman. So we're looking to hire all of those people,
I'll make a motion to accept the hiring of
the set above.
the set above. I was trying to count, but I couldn't count that.
So first by Corey,
Second,
Kimberly seconds that. All those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed. All right, we're looking to hire our grant writer.
So in response to looking at some of the federal like percentages and things like that from the grant, Rachel and I sat down and we just came up with stipends. They seem very, I would say minimal compared to the actual grant itself. So we just sat through those and we just want to bring those to the board to see if you'd be interested in approving those. You can see the minimum hour of work and then time recorded 30 to 60 minute intervals. I thought she was trying to be more fair with tracking it because a lot of times people just go out, do it, and then turn in hours and stuff and
Mhm.
nobody's really been inappropriate or anything like that. It's just we don't govern it very well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and before we had it as a percentage per the
Yeah,
grant that it
yeah.
had come in, and it sounds like that's not the way of grant writing. So that is typically frowned upon in the grant writers world
Yeah,
to actually make their payment based off of the grant that they are writing for. So this does seem fair to me. So we're looking for a motion to approve the hiring of Rachel McNally
yes.
at this pay scale.
Yeah, so let's say she works 15 minutes on it, it would go to 30 minutes, right? It'd be a 30-minute time.
Okay,
That's what we're trying to get to. It'd be recorded in 30
Half
minute or
intervals.
60-minute intervals.
instead of 15-minute
Yeah.
intervals.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Is that,
Yeah.
I don't know, if you guys got some other recommendation, I mean,
Is there a
It's a
way to-
hard job.
Is there a way to, there's really no way to police it other than honors, right? Cause
I would say, yeah.
We can ask for the applications or a
Sure.
update.
I don't
quarterly
think- I don't
or
think
every
people
half year?
close To that at all.
Yeah. Yep. I'd love to know the grants that she's applying for so that we can keep the watch out. I mean, and as anyone finds grants that you think would be appropriate in the past, I've just forwarded that information on to whoever the grant
Yep.
writer is so that they can do the application for us.
She's been involved in writing some of her bigger grants
Yeah.
over the years.
Yes, she has been.
Grant writing is an art all in itself.
Yeah.
You're not, no. It's a tough job.
Mhm. All right, so we're still looking for a first if we would like to go ahead and accept this hire.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept Rachel McNally for the grant writing position.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, so then we are looking to do a hire of the high school volleyball coach, Jaden Miller, and high school volleyball assistant coach, Megan Woods. So we had someone come forward from last week.
Yeah, Jaden is new to the area. She's from the other side of the state, but she's a mental health therapist down at Northwest Passage in Frederick. Experienced college volleyball player who reached out, and then Kevin and I met with her, and then met with my other coach as well, and they kind of allowed them to talk through how they wanted to approach it, and they decided that Jaden would be the head
Coach
coach.
and Mindy for the assistant coach. Excellent.
I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of the head volleyball coach and assistant volleyball coach.
I second.
By Kimberly, thank you. All those in favor?
I,
And opposed? All right, well, welcome to all of our new hires. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing everyone's faces around as we get started with school.
Very exciting.
Yeah. All right, new business onto some budget pieces. So we do have the closing out of the playground loan. And I'd have to go back and look at the dollar amount that we have in there.
It says on here,
Does it say?
$62,050.
It's right in your minutes, your
Yeah.
notes.
Yep.
If you don't get it before me, I've got it in the treasurer's report.
62,5046.
Yep.
Oh, 546.
62,050. 050. 0.46.
0.46.
050.46. 62,000.
So the options we have are to make a loan repayment with that dollar amount. The one thing I wanted to bring up was the possibility of purchasing some basketball hoops before we decided to go back. So we, and by we, I mean myself and Dan and my husband they took out the old basketball hoop and we put it back in. If anyone has been back there, it did get bent during the moving process, and it is actually just a well housing that was welded together, including the backboard and the net to it. So it's not like we can easily take the net off. And when we placed it back in at the same height that it was at, based on the paint, I'm not a basketball player, so I apologize. And it was raining while we did it. It's about 4 inches too tall. So we didn't get it in there very well. So the kids have all been shooting super high baskets for the last year.
I think it was at 11 feet when we were, they definitely brought grade up around there too.
Maybe that was the case. Obviously it was a homemade hoop for as long as it's been here. Thank you to whoever made it. It's clearly been quite durable. It's just that moving process, it got laid down on the hoop. So the hoop's a little egg shaped, and I guess that's not the greatest for basketball. Maybe it was, I don't know. So we have the option of putting in new basketball hoops. These were the hoops that I had gotten quoted last year when we realized that hoops weren't part of the original bid. So we thought they were, it turned out they weren't. Kind of the same thing we were going on with the system here. It was a small miss. This is just the basketball hoop, I believe. So they're $1,500-ish each as of last year. There would be some labor cost involved potentially in putting it in, if we did so. And if this is something that people would like to go to, we can get the full quote for everything and figure it out. Or if it's not something that anyone wants to do, they'd rather do something else with the funds, then we can just leave it. And if there's other things, I mean, there are other pieces that we could buy for the playground. We had talked about doing some like wheelchair, some of the things that are like the tic-tac-toe boards or the music things that you see on the sides of stuff. And those could be like accessibility right on the pavement edge to the wood chips. So I don't have the costs on those, but at $62,000, there is some money to spend. So the options are, we can spend it on additional playground equipment really, and we can move forward in trying to find what some of those pieces are and get a full quote, or we can pay it all off, just pay it back towards the loan.
As far as this playground funds go, can we use this to fix the basketball that Dan was talking about at the committee and whole meeting, the basketball net that doesn't come down?
I don't believe so, because this was for the playground, so it was exterior to the building, not interior. And it's just that that's the way the language was written in, we'd have to go back to the referendum language to just double check. But I think because it said playground, we wanted to be very careful, like even the water system, like it was all exterior. It was not things going into the school that we were fixing out there. And these dollars could be there for a load of dirt as well to be brought in for that low spot. So
I think it probably wouldn't hurt to get a bid to see what it would cost to have them installed for the 2 basketball nets, as long as, I mean, we're upgrading everything else, we might as well. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. And the basketball would involve cutting into the asphalt, unfortunately, to get them there. It made sense to me to put them on the building side so that balls don't go flying past, but the other option is to put them out where the grass area is already. And then that's just more running that those kids get to do at recess as they go collect any of the balls that go past the basketball hoop. So we could get costs both ways on that.
These are embedded ones, right? That go
These
in the
are
ground.
a gooseneck. Yep. They said they would not recommend a hanging backboard out there because it's going into brick and we don't know the structure behind and the engineering that would have to go through with it. Cause I thought that would be the easy thing to do. Or I thought getting some portable basketball hoops would,
I think that would upset some teachers too, though, because I remember Mr. Morris's class when the kids would play whatever and bounce ball. So I'm maybe not that right, but I was wondering the movable basketball ones that have the base.
yes. So that was my thought. Our previous principal thought that those would get demolished by our children, dragging around and jumping on and whatnot.
Good point.
Yeah.
I don't think it's sturdy enough for the type of wear and tear that.
Yeah.
Good point.
So I guess
Oh.
I'm looking for a motion to either put it back on the loan or to continue looking forward at some additional playground pieces that we could get.
Can we put a partial amount back on the loan and withhold like, I mean, we're talking like $4,800 was what we were quoted for total for these ones.
Mhm.
Can we withhold 10,000 and put the remaining 46 onto
math.
a loan payment?
Yeah.
And then withhold 10,000 and have 10,000 that we can use as a
Mhm.
accessory add-on? I'm just thinking we
You
pay
can
down.
make that motion right
I'm
now.
gonna make that motion. I make a motion. Lisa, did you get all that? You want me to-
Need your feedback?
I'm gonna make that motion, man.
I'll second that one.
Okay, so we have a motion to hold back $10,000 and pay the rest back onto the loan. First and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed. Okay, so I will probably be getting some quotes for the additional playground equipment. All right,
And it doesn't have to necessarily be basketball stuff. If there's a tic-tac-toe board or something else, like.
yeah, some of those pieces that I don't know, we didn't
Yeah.
get any quotes on those, but we could look at them.
Like one basketball hoop and one of those
Yeah.
maybe or
Yep.
something.
All right, so then the next thing that we're looking for is to increase the meal prices. These were milk prices for both students and adults, and then adult meal prices. Again, all of our student meals are free to all students. If a student brings a meal from home and would like milk, they do have to purchase it. Otherwise, the milk is included in their free meal.
And this was what the Fed said we have to.
Yeah, we're just bumping up to the minimum.
The federal minimums.
I'll make a motion to approve the meal price increase for adults to the federal minimum.
I'll
And it
second.
includes for kids. So we've got Corey and Kelly. All those in favor
I
and opposed? Excellent. All right, I am on the Q board. I am the representative from our school. So Q is our community group that does community education. So we just had the meeting there and they approved their budget for the year. If there's any information people want about classes and whatnot, I do have a packet here. But things were just kind of plugging along as they've normally been for the group. Summer's always a really slow time for classes, where people may sign up and then end up dropping off. They're always looking for people with interesting things that they would like to help teach. It's very easy. I've taught classes in the past to be able to do. The one thing that they are asking for is an increase from $15,000 to $20,000. This is a shared program through Webster, so we both pay, I think we pay 15 and Webster pays like 16.5. It's a slightly different number. I can't tell you why. It's just how it's always been set up, apparently. And we've paid the same amount since it started 15 years ago. So there's been no increase there for anything. So Becky said that if she got the additional funds from both us and Webster, they'd be able to look at doing a mailer. And that's something that they've done in the past that mails out the class offerings. And they have not been able to do so because of how expensive printing and post has been. So I think they did one mailer last year instead of the two, and that mailer alone was $5,000. With extra funds, they'd look at doing the additional mailing and possibly paying for some Facebook advertisement to help get the word out there. These dollars come out of Fund 80, so it's not part of our general balance fund. It's a part of a separate, it comes straight off the levy.
It's minimal to the levy. It's just, it's anything used by the community as a whole, not just the school. That's where that fund is for. So it's all community share.
Yep, all community share on there. So people in Becky's role sometimes they do before or after school or coordinate sporting programs, kind of like a park and rec type setup. It's just different in different schools what it looks like. So for us here, her main role is just to set up these classes, help get people into our buildings from the public, which is great. And she's got a whole host of great fall classes. So if you haven't taken a look at anything in a while, I suggest getting on their website or their Facebook page to really see what they've got available out there. We don't have to make a decision on this tonight, but going towards our budgeting time, it's something that if we wanted to add that to the budget, they would greatly appreciate the increase. But I don't think we have to approve it as tonight. It can just be part of the next ongoing budget part.
I mean, the board as a whole, from what I have gathered over the last few months, has been pushing community involvement and pushing community in our school. So another $5,000 that would go towards getting more community involvement and flyers out or mailers out, I think would be important. So I would make a motion to increase the fees from 15,000 to 20,000 to the queue based on the request.
Okay.
And it doesn't affect our budget, correct?
No, it's outside.
Not directly.
Yeah.
It's not
We have to
directly.
allocate, we have to choose to allocate a certain number that comes out of that.
Yeah.
So it's not direct in our
Mhm.
fund 10, but.
Okay.
I'll second that.
First by second, seconded by Mindy. So all those in favor? Aye. And opposed. All right. So Becky will thank you guys greatly for that. All right, the next piece on here is just referendum information in general. And tonight we need to decide if we're going to use the Donovan Group as a media marketing platform for ourselves and in what capacity if we're going to do so.
Do we have where's the cost on that again?
At the bottom of their sheet, let's see, did it get in here? I've got it up here.
There we go.
All right, this required meeting and I failed to include it. My apologies.
They had a quote.
Mhm.
I think the maximum dollar was like 14,000 for all the services, and I think we're listed on there as. There's general consulting,
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
slide, oh, you got it? You wanna read it?
Okay, so the consulting only, which was weekly 30-minute calls, was $8,000. There was the referendum consulting with limited communications and production. So they talked about doing our website, helping us with a fax sheet, helping come up with a slide set for presentations, a couple of mailers, I think 2 mailers, and we were at 12,000 for that one, I believe. And then if we
Did they
did.
pay for the mailers too, like the?
No, we do the postage and the printing. We would have to do that. And then if we did their full consulting, planning, communication program where they make some videos, do 3 mailers, social media, copywriting, design, that was 26,000. So that was the high end. So we had gone back from the information that they had originally given us 3 options and then asked for that kind of like specialty one that had come in around that $12,000 mark. And it would have included I know it was 2 mailers, the creation of the 2 mailers, the slide deck, a website, some help with social media, and the consulting. So you got to know what people are thinking there.
I think it's difficult to spend that money, and I think you guys did an awesome job doing all that last year, but I know there was a lot of flack from people saying that things were biased or it was impartial to the school, so I think having a mutual party involved in it would be beneficial. And you guys have your hands full too, so.
Mhm.
That's my thoughts on it. But having an outside entity kind of helping do this. So there's no reason for biased accusations, I guess you would say. I think you guys did a fabulous job on it last year.
Any other thoughts that we have or a motion that anyone would like to put on the table?
Do we as a board feel like the community is informed enough based off of us? I mean, that's what they specialize in, right? Is
Yes.
pumping out information to them.
It is. Yes, they handle, from what I understand, referendums, if there were to be, I don't know, an injury or a lawsuit or, something of that, they would help with that type of communication, that would go out, just kind of anything that would need to reach out to everyone. And we've come up with some other, a list of other events and things to be at. So besides what we've done in the past for trying to get information out, we already are, as our group, are trying to come up with other ways to reach our public. But they would help just, I think, mostly craft the copy that would be what we would be out presenting. We're still going to be the face and the people out there giving the information, but they are going to help us hone the message, make sure that we're answering, as we're getting questions back, that we're figuring out the right way to answer those. And then do the consulting on a weekly basis where we just check in. We're less than 80 days till election. I don't know what the number would be. I'd have to count them up, but it will be down to the wire getting all this information out to as many people as we possibly can.
Can I see this?
Yep. Oh, and so the funds here, again, we were looking at using Fund 80, which we had budgeted
Yeah, Laura.
some funds
put
aside.
Some money into Fund 80.
Did we figure out that dollar amount that we had set aside?
12,000.
12,000.
Yeah, I don't. She was just trying to we were planning for a survey potentially, but we just didn't have time for it, so that was what that was originally allocated for. I guess I'd have to look up that number specifically, but.
So the dollars have been set aside. They're not dollars that we could use within the school budget to cover something else. They are in that Fund 80 for community pieces.
Do they have any statistics on the success of their?
So they're not, in the past, we've used student perceptions and they're a little bit more like,
But they're a survey firm only.
they're a survey form only, and that's where they get the statistics. So if they do a survey, they're able to say, hey, if we get this many people back that have this ranking or higher, we can say with certainty you'll have a pass or not. So that's not their expertise. They're not looking at putting out surveys and collecting data back. They are just about getting the message that we want out to the public.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So, like, if you were saying that you guys would have to print your flyers and mail them out,
Yes.
would there be any consulting on their end as far as you guys make, or somebody, not necessarily you guys, or you hire North of 8 or some other, whatever, they do come up with some kind of flyer and then they get it to look at and say, yeah, that looks good, and no, you guys are gonna have issues.
I suppose,
versus,
they could, but that feels duplicate. They are an advertising firm.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
they are doing it, so it's just taking someone else who's also an expert in putting together marketing materials and then asking another marketing firm to do it. So yes, there is the option that we look at other marketing firms, but this one was recommended through the superintendent's group. They are specific to schools in
yeah,
comparison to using just a general marketing group that may not have the school background history of working with schools and or dealing with the legality on
No,
the
that's
referendum
the-
questions and yeah.
that would be the part that I would question too, is
Mhm.
making sure that whatever is getting out is correct as far
It's
as.
about messaging.
legally and
Really all
whatever.
about
Yes.
messaging.
Yeah.
Whole job.
So Amy checked with CISA 10. So they do publications like this, but only for building referendums. Yeah, so they
Not
didn't do
operating.
operating, so that, we did look into one other one.
Mhm.
That's currently where we're at. So
Pricing wise with mailing or printing and mailing, what are we looking at for that on top of this?
98 cents a flyer.
Yeah.
There's how many people, voters or?
Well, we'd send it out to households
No.
within the district.
we use the statistics from like where the mailers go.
Yeah.
Papers go.
And yeah, they typically, so in the past, we've put things into the
Weekend.
weekender, so it's just been a general goes out. It
If you
hasn't
wanna
been
do
to.
a- I think you guys
the
want to
resident
talk
of-
about a door-to-door campaign so that we don't like, I
Mhm.
mean, all we have is a list of residents that we have for the public, for the papers,
The
and
post office.
post
yeah,
office, yeah.
Post office, that's there.
And that's what we've been using, that's what we use for school perceptions, there could be others we're missing, I mean,
I mean,
That's-
just the posters and inserts and stuff alone right here look like just without postage and all that adds up to, I'm not a math person, but rounding up, 6, 10, 14, probably about 1,400 just for that.
for the mailing.
Just for flyers.
Say 50.
That,
What they would create, we paid 14,
Yeah.
1,500 for.
yeah,
Without postage.
last year,
Yeah, and I'm sure they have graphic artists on their payroll.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
Not a graphic artist over here.
Mhm.
He's kills.
Mhm.
That was a tough one because I would like to get us all of the best odds we can at a shot at the referendum. And get the maximum amount of information out to the public that we can, and so. It's a large chunk of money though to put towards that,
Mhm.
where we could allocate that large chunk of money towards. A larger project.
We can't, so we cannot take the funds that are set aside for this and put them towards buying a textbook or.
No, I'm saying like another avenue of spreading information.
Mhm.
Like, instead of paying them
Instead of paying them.
26,000, we could spend 26,000 on flyers and
Mhm.
mailers and,
So, and I mean, you weren't here and we talked about this
yeah.
a good amount. If we are not gonna utilize some professionals to put this forward, I am making the ask that we are putting in some time. I've worked on putting a survey together and a calendar together of events. We're gonna have to, I mean, we are already gonna have to be the ones out there and be the face of getting the information out. But we're not gonna be able to rely on our admin team as we have in the past to do the actual, like, making of a lot of these things because there's a number of other tasks that they're already doing. So if we do not want to utilize this group, I'm just making the ask that we then are willing to step up and spend some time making the mailers, designing the website, coming up with the facts. Obviously, we'll work with our admin team to put all of those materials together, have them read over them and whatnot. But we can't just hand the task over completely.
I wasn't here for your conversation on your referendum.
Mhm.
But I know at the last one, there was some discontent between the board, like as a whole, the board didn't seem to fully support a referendum. How is, like I said, I wasn't here for that meeting. How do you guys feel about it?
board unanimously voted to put, the board that was at the last meeting unanimously voted to put the question forth on the ballot.
Okay.
So I hope that since we have made that decision as a board, whether everyone was in agreement with it or not, due to the people that weren't there, the decision's been made, and I think we need to then move forward as a whole group. And regardless of our own personal information, the board has said we're asking for this referendum. We cannot ask you to vote yes or no, but we are giving you the information about the referendum.
So if I'm reading this, is this all the stuff that they help assist with?
Yes,
Is that how I'm?
they
So
would,
maybe you want to read that just to clarify, especially for the public, that it's
Sure.
not just a wasted.
so this is a
Either
proposed
twelve.
timeline, and again, we're working in that less than 80 days right now. But for August, they would create and finalize communication roadmap, figure out those key messages and a communication calendar. They would create a referendum website with facts that we can put directly on or link to the district's page. We've already voted to put the question on the ballot, create and distribute news release announcing the referendum and the question that will appear on the ballot, create the mailer that details the district's needs, proceed with the process used to develop a solution and the question on the ballot, begin the social media campaign, create a one-page fact sheet on the tax impact of the referendum, and share through email, social media, and any other channels that we can figure out. In September, we would put that mailer out and then start creating the mailer number 2, more like a postcard style for that second one. Continue the social media campaign, hold parent and community engagement sessions, continue to update the website and facts as needed, write an article to be sent to local media. October, we get that second mailing out, continue social media, send emails out to all parents providing information, hold the parent and community engagement sessions, continue to update the website. And then in November, which is just that, the election day is November 3rd, so we're not very far in. Continue a social media campaign, write additional emails reminding of election day and where they can vote. And then afterwards, figure out the thank yous for the local office holders, thank you messages on the website to family and staff, and thank yous through social media. So that's their proposed timeline.
Who's providing them with the email addresses? Where are they, that would be my biggest thing, is where are they going to find all, other direct mailing is easy because you can find that
Yes.
through the post office.
The only emails we'd have access to would be our own
In
student
Power-
population. Yep,
Power.
in Power School. Same with phone calls that we would send out. We would just use that as the all call that we've done in the past. And they might have some other ideas and avenues of reaching out through.
Well, all those
social media.
polling agencies have different databases that they pull emails from based on the population, so I'm assuming they have access to something.
I don't know if they would be doing like a public emailing to anyone outside of families in the district. That would be a question. But we've gotten so many responses back from people in the past that have wanted either in person or mailed out information as opposed to the electronic, which we're trying to do.
Well, and last time, just to add a thought on that, we kind of got blasted about not giving out the hard copies, but I was given all the hard copies by the company and it was posted out how to get them, and I never had a single phone call.
Sure, of the survey. So that was several years ago that we sent out a mailer, and it was a big white envelope that just went to resident of, not like a specific name. So there were people that said they didn't get them, and I would think that it either got tossed in the junk mail or a mail carrier maybe
They also
didn't
said I
submit
didn't
it.
give them out, but I.
Right. And we had copies of them, and so we'll have the information here. If someone stopped by, we'd hand them a flyer, we'd hand them a fact sheet, we'd get anyone the information that they wanted if they came to the school.
If they could be addressed, that would be better postal wise, I think, than just saying
It-
to the resident.
It would be, but I don't know how you send it out. We'd have to look into it, and maybe they would be the
only
expert.
reason I say that is because and especially in Frederick, some of the postal routes are Siren and Frederick split.
Mhm.
And so you know, who knows who's getting it for sure and.
Right.
Same with Siren Shell Lake.
Yeah.
I think anything that just gets mailed out in that general group where you just go put one of these in every mailbox, it does become more troublesome than
Yeah.
here's the actual name on it. So,
We used ICCPA, that's who did our mail,
yeah.
so whatever they used for their, but it gave them the zip codes and told them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we as a school can access an actual database that says the name of the resident in every household. It's just, we know the addresses of the people, the addresses of the home, regardless of who is in that home, I think are
By
what.
mailing from the post office
Mhm.
lists, so.
Well, that's what we can look into then. If it is, that might be the better way to reach out to someone too. So.
Mindy, what was your, I'm sorry, I was reading the referendum stuff because I was absent. What was your take on this company?
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, it's hard to spend that money, but I feel like they did an awesome job, but I feel like there was flack from people being like it was biased or they were impartial, or I think having an outside company that doesn't have anything invested in it is probably a better way to balance things out, but that's just my personal.
No, I
I think they did
agree.
an awesome
So-
job, but I think having somebody just down the middle to help out, and this is what they do. I'd like to be like, yeah, I can do marketing stuff, but there's a reason I'm a hairstylist and not in marketing. I would love to be like, hey, I can do that, but that is totally out of my,
I mean, I pay
Out of
marketing
my
for
realm of-
my company because I'm not a marketer by
Yeah.
any means, and I feel as though this would increase at least the information getting to the voting base to give them adequate, and I know we're paying them to do it, so some community members could still argue that it's biased, but at least it's an outside source that's being paid to do it. I would make a motion. You said there's roughly 12,000 in the Fund 80 set aside?
And that
That's
is
what I
the,
thought.
that is the last quote.
I don't wanna be held accountable to that. There might be more.
So they gave us option 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But they came back to us and gave us a list of the items, because we said we probably didn't need all the video production. And we wouldn't need to have 3 mailers. We're not gonna have enough time to do that.
Mhm.
And so that crafted list, although they said they don't normally break it down that way, they would for us. So I thought that was really nice of them. And that proposed amount was $12,000.
I think if we want to get this referendum passed, we need to get as much information to the public as
Right.
accurate information, factual
Accurate,
information, not word on the street, not people talking about stuff. I think we need to get the physical information out there to the entire public.
I would make a motion that we pursue, what's their name?
Donovan.
Donovan Group for referendum support. What package I am not necessarily sold on yet, though.
All right, well, that's the part we need to
I
decide
know.
tonight on what package.
Yeah, you wanna put a dollar amount on it? Go ahead.
I mean,
Can I
if
see
we
that
were.
list again, Katie?
Yeah, and remember, there's the
achieve
list.
The referendum
of-
that we are going for as a school board, we are looking at a fund balance surplus by the end of the referendum and budget corrected and not having to go again. So I would struggle to even put a dollar amount on it. I would say, I don't think we need the video by all means. I don't
Right.
think we need to spend $26,000 for them to do a video and all the flyers, but I would say 15,000
2
up to,
doesn't have to be.
yeah. I would say up to 15,000. That would require the school to come forth with an additional 3 if we're in that ballpark of 12, right?
And maybe see more, can they make a list, maybe compile a list of
They did.
like more detailed, like we want this, don't want that.
Yes. That's what I'm searching for is
Okay.
where,
I'm gonna close mine at the 15.
Okay.
Up to 15 right now, before we continue on with my discussion though. I'm looking at the referendum, I apologize for not being here last week, but the $1 million referendum, the 4-year $1 million referendum. Our fund balance by the end of it is at 13%. But if you go up to the $800,000 or the 750, 750, and the 650,000. our fund balance is at that 38%, 43%, or 48.5% by the end of it. How come the $1 million one, we're down to 13? Am I missing something on that one, or is there a typo on it?
I'm looking at the student numbers.
Are we paying something else off in that? We do have the balloon payment, but we would have the balloon payment on the other 3 scenarios as well.
I think
Oh,
it might have to do with the fund balance is higher every year prior.
I'm gonna have to just reach out, get an answer.
And
get an answer to your
The
question.
reason we have that one there was because we just wanted to see like a pie in the sky, like.
For sure. I agree, and I was happy to see the $1 million referendum. I know it's a big ask for the community, but if it's an additional surplus that we could get to, or clear up some of our
Mhm.
debt service, our debt, that is huge, cause that
Mhm.
increases our odds of never having to go for a referendum in the future.
Mhm.
But 750 was already approved.
Yes, the 750 was
Yeah.
what was approved.
Was
Yeah.
what was voted?
Yeah.
Corey, just to maybe clarify that a little, we didn't get
Yeah, we
out
didn't
to
get
the
that
5th year.
Gotcha.
So let us, let's get back to the 5th. We'll have that worked on now this week, if you
Okay.
wanna see that, where that drops differently. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, we're
I'm
not gonna change
showing
it.
him Even on ours with the.
Yeah. Fifth year
We
looks
just
like-
didn't get to that, after
Yeah.
the loan fell off, that's what you wanted to see, but we
Yeah.
couldn't do it because our guy was out of the office.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm referring to, the 5th
Gotcha.
year after that.
Yeah, they said they're working on that.
Yes.
They get that.
Okay, so I found my email here. So the option that they have crafted just for us based on things that we were talking about was $8,000 for consulting. So that's the weekly check-in calls. 2 mailers, $2,000 for the mailers total, printing and postage paid by the district. $2,000 for them to create a website that could live separately and be linked onto the district site. A social media piece that they would help us with the social media side of things, $1,500, and a presentation deck of $500. So that total was for $14,000. Where I got the 12 was if we dropped from a weekly meeting to a bi-weekly meeting, they would drop it to $12,000.
I stand with my previous motion of
15, up to 15.
15,000.
Okay.
I'll
And get the
second
most
Corey.
we can for it.
Okay, so we have a motion to spend up to $15,000 by Corey, seconded by Mindy.
I think that 15,000 also includes your mailing and your printing and stuff
It also
Yep.
includes what?
The mailers,
Uh-huh.
we might be able to.
for the
to squeeze
printing and
in
everything.
for our printing and postage costs. Mhm. And we could talk to them, maybe instead of doing a larger mailer, we do keep it to a postcard size, because that's gonna change the postage amount that goes out and whatnot.
Yep.
So. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? All right, 15,000 for that. Excellent. All right, calendars. So we're looking for the next committee of a whole meeting as September 21st at 5 p.m. and the regular board meeting September 28th at 5 p.m.
I will not be here on the 28th.
Yep.
I'll actually be driving that evening, and I'll be gone that week of homecoming. I'm out of the district.
Okay.
So I won't be at that meeting, and I won't be able to zoom in that night.
Okay.
All right, is everyone else good?
Works for me.
Okay. We have some signature items we're gonna be taking care of afterwards. And then I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
We gotta approve the bills, right?
Oh, sorry, did I skip one?
Do you have a town hall planned or no?
I don't have a town hall planned at this point in time. So we're gonna approve the bill cycle. So we have both.
I'm sorry, Katie.
Yep.
21st and 28th, both at 5.
Both at 5, correct.
Okay, thank you.
So again, we're approving the bill cycle from the June 24th to July 30th, and then July 31st to August 20th due to Skyward being down, and we were unable to print that packet last month. But all of that has been corrected, and all those checks are out, so good deal there. So that's why we have two. So I'm first looking for a motion to approve the bill cycle from June 24th to July 30th.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Kelly and Corey, all those in favor
I,
and opposed? Okay, and then to approve the bill cycle from July 31st to August 20th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Corey and Kelly. All right, all those in favor
I,
I,
All right.
and opposed? All right, now I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that
I'll
motion
make
to
the,
adjourn the
I'll
meeting.
second.
Seconded by Kelly. All those in favor
I.
and
Aye.
opposed? All right, thank you, everyone. Hope to see people out at our open house. Okay.